Whole Foods after they were playing this song. It's called 46 and Tool. It's off the Tool Anima album. Not a brand new song. And
that's about 30 years old.
Yes. And it was playing over the speakers at her Whole Foods. And she was very upset. She complained to the management.
It is a curious choice for a this isn't grocery store music.
Well, it sounds
it's great.
It sounds like there was a manager who, a lot of those stores, you're at unless it gets too wild.
Yeah.
You're at the mercy of whoever the manager on duty is, and he's playing his own music or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't sound like something that would normally pop up on the Whole Foods playlist.
Mary's not dancing through Giant Eagle listening to Tool.
This is not conversation starting music.
Yeah.
Does Brian play a lot of Tool?
No.
Really? He's not a Danny Carey fan?
I don't think so.
Huh. Anyway, this woman complained because she said she didn't go to her Whole Foods expecting to hear death metal, which, of course, Tool very much is not. That's right. So, in very much the same way as our own Poundcake, Cody, helpful Alan Brown.
This is life metal.
Calls Paramore, a metal band, this lady in the Whole Foods. Boy, just check all of the white lady boxes, right? Whole Foods, Tool's death metal, whatever. And the people who run this location say that they play a wide array of music in their store. And 46 and 2 by Tool ended up just being in that mix. Manager said a lady walked up to him and she looked very, very upset and said, "What is this on the speakers? The world is too angry for such angry music." Now, obviously, this is not a woman who's going to be familiar with the whole Tool catalog, but this isn't even one of their top 10 angriest songs.
Not even close.
It's not like they were playing Hooker with a Penis in there, you know. She said, "Who enjoys this? It shouldn't be played in the supermarket." And the manager explained to her, "Oh, it's a band called Tool. They're very talented. They actually have a lot of positive messages in their music. But I'd be happy to take you to the customer service counter and they could address your concern. You know, the people there at any Whole Foods are nothing if not unfailingly polite." And one of the weirder complaints, you know, usually people are screaming at them because they're out of, I don't know, vegan lamb meatballs, or they're out of a trail mix. And he said, "I'd be happy to walk over to customer service." And she said, "Well, I just don't think you should be playing death metal in a grocery store." That's funny.
It probably took a lot for that guy to just hold back and be like, "Actually, this isn't a death metal." Like, and like, kind of, you know, because people that like metal like to explain.
Ma'am, this is more progressive metal. They're easily misunderstood. I would have asked her what she'd prefer to hear, and while you're in here, how long do you think you'll be in here, ma'am? Listen, I've managed retail before. I had to run a Blockbuster Video back in the day. Now, we didn't have music on in there because we were running the mind-numbing videotape of the coming attractions on a loop. Everybody who worked in our store could recite them in their dreams because we only got one new tape every 30 days. So for 30 days, on a constant loop, you heard the same 10 trailers over and over and over again. We would have loved to have had music on in the store. Obviously, when we were locked down and we were all there, you know, closing down the store, we'd put something on. But it would have been great if he'd been like, "What would you like to hear, ma'am?" And, you know, and she threw something out like, I don't know, what's middle-aged white lady music? John Mayer. She goes, "How about something with a positive message like how my body is some kind of wonderland? How about that?" And the guy could have walked right over to the customer service desk and said, "Here you go. No death metal here for you."
Mary, ever tell you about how I met John Mayer?
I don't care.
You don't care how he met John Mayer?
I don't care.
Wow. You think you'd care?
Why would I care?
Because he's your favorite artist.
I understand. But I don't want to hear about Bill's story.
Wow.
I really want to meet Shawn Mendes. I know it doesn't relate, but He's mine.
I mean, it does relate. You could probably figure that out. You are in showbiz. You could meet Shawn Mendes.
I think he's the hottest celebrity out there.
Here's what you do. Now it's a little tricky, but Halloween is coming up. You dress up like Camila Cabello.
They're not together.
Doesn't matter. She's still under his skin. Them not being together just depends on what day of the week it is. Can you do a good Camila Cabello?
Ain't no crying in the club.
Nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, you put a wig on, just get yourself like a crop top, little bustier or something, whatever. And I'm telling you,
I love a good bustier.
dress up like a Wish a Bitch would, walk right in there and go, "It's me, Camila," or whatever she sounds like.
I don't know if
Pretty
I
much
still
like
got
that.
Yeah, thank you.
It's Mario.
I've studied.
It's me,
Camila.
Oh, Sean.
Somebody, I played you, speaking of Super Mario, I played you a little clip yesterday of a guy who had painstakingly recreated Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magic using Donkey Kong noises. And there's a guy who just posted doing the same thing he did. He recreated Nirvana's Nevermind, but with Super Mario 64 music and noises. The whole album he redid. So he did Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's like a whole thing now, people doing the video game noises and
going
music.
on for a minute.
Is it? Just come as you are. Worst thing I've ever heard. What's the song we play all the time on MMS? Remember when the Batman was huge and they played Something in the Way every 5 seconds in that movie? And then we played it all the time on MMS? I think we still do.
It's kind of dope.
Improved it.
It is dope.
Got it pumping a little bit.
Yeah. So, it's that guy.
Did you guys watch that Cartman video I sent you?
No.
Uh-uh.
Okay, never mind.
Sorry.
Why? What was it?
I was doing things.
I sent you guys it like late last night.
You just asked if we watched it, and I didn't. So explain to me what. I know you sent it. What is it?
It was Cartman. It was Evanescence, but it was Cartman's voice. Zach, one of our customers, Zach Nicholson, he sent it to me, and I thought it was great because it sounds really good. Cartman got some pipes on him.
Oh, well, it's like an AI Cartman sings Evanescence. Yeah. I see.
It's funny.
I mean, it didn't. In my life, I can easily tell you my life has not been improved by seeing that, but it's. I know South Park is a touchstone for you too, Cody.
Well, some people it's American Dad, some people it's Family Guy. Mine was South Park. I grew up on South Park, and South Park is just nostalgic for me.
Are you excited for the new South Park?
I don't.
They're dropping a new movie end of the month.
I didn't know they had a new movie coming out.
Yep.
Are they just doing movies now instead of?
I mean, they got like
seasons or anything like that.
They got like a 9-figure deal from Paramount Plus. So, South Park joining the Panderverse is the next thing they're going to drop on Friday, October 27th. It'll be on Paramount Plus. Cartman's deeply disturbing dreams reveal the end of life he knows and loves. The adults in South Park are also wrestling with their own life decisions as the advent of AI is turning their world upside down.
South Park
Rolls right off the tongue.
South Park was like, it was inappropriate, but it was just inappropriate enough and just funny enough that my mom was okay with it because she would watch it with us sometimes too. So when I got my first, this is how old it was. When I got my first DVD player as I think it was birthday or Christmas present, I got my first DVD player. The one DVD she got me with it was the South Park movie, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. So
I've still never seen that whole South Park movie.
I don't think you would like it. I mean,
why? I mean, I like South Park.
I don't know. Like Satan's dating Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, like I've seen parts of it.
It's
I've
funny.
never.
And it moves it's a musical though. That might be. Will that jam you up? They do write good songs though. They did Book of Mormon. They did.
I don't mind
Cannibal
those.
the musical.
I don't mind those. Yeah, it's live musical theater that's.
And if it's funny, I think you'll give it a pass.
Well, it's called joining the Panderverse because Cartman, Kenny, Butters are all female characters this time.
What?
So that they can clearly they're giving a nod to people screaming about transgender people and things like that.
The most recent South Park episode, and I don't remember, I don't know what season they're on now because it seems like a million.
They've renewed it through 2027. Their 30th season will be 1996.
The best one was...
Sorry, 2026, yeah.
The best recent episode I saw was Cartman has anxiety, and he got a job with Butters at like some ice cream shop, and he turns around and Butters turns around and Cartman's gone. And he was like, "Sorry, I went home for my mental health." He was like, "I have so much anxiety." So he was like, "So I'm just gonna work from home." And he was like, "Cartman, you work at an ice cream shop. You can't work from home." He's like, "You can't tell me I can't work from home. I'm anxious and I have anxiety, and you have to respect that." And it was just the way they played it off was excellent.
I mean, I feel like I don't even have to watch the episode now.
Listen,
did a good job of explaining it.
The Cliff Notes on this are great.
I don't even want to watch South Park. I just want to watch Poundcake tell me what happened on South Park.
Maybe that'd be my thing. I'll do South Park reviews.
That should be your new podcast.
Yeah.
There you go.
And not even what you think of them, just tell like a quick synopsis of the episode.
Yeah.
Like a 3-minute long podcast. Here's what happened on South Park. Anyway, bye.
Never finished. Master got me working. Someday Master set me free.
They had that little Ethiopian boy. They named him Starvin' Marvin. And then they had the one black guy in class, Token Black. It was just... the
whole episode where Randy says the N-word on Jeopardy is one of the craziest episodes ever, and it's so funny.
And it was people who annoy you.
Yeah.
And
naggers.
Yeah. And he's like, "I'm not racist. I thought I was just going to win a lot of money." He's like, "So you said it for a lot of money?" Stan, shut up.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Hey, what is you said there's a new Poundcake podcast, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it out today?
Yes, it was out yesterday, but yes.
And what's the, give us the synopsis. Pretend your podcast is a South Park episode.
Okay.
Give us an amazing synopsis.
I invited
Well, this show's gone downhill, first of all.
Well, I invited Fancy onto the Floating Fandango cruise, which you all know, and he was recounting his experience with my family and them being kleptos with all the little freebies that we got on the boat.
That was like 2 months ago.
I know, but I hadn't done a podcast since then, really. I don't think I had him as a guest on a podcast. And that was one of them. And then Fancy's life updates with every time we say he's cursed because every time he comes onto the podcast, another family member dies or is close to death.
Another one of his family members.
Another one of his family members dies or close to death.
Is that why he comes on? So he can get one person closer to his inheritance? Or?
That's what I'm thinking. And that's what I talked about in the podcast. Because this time, it's his dad.
His dad died?
No, he's on the verge of death.
Oh, that sucks.
He found out, and this was information that he gave on the podcast, so I'm not, blowing up a spot or anything, but he was pooping blood for a little bit. And as we know with Dr. Berglund, if you're pooping blood, you should go to the doctor right away.
If it's brown, yes. If it's dark red, that's no good. If it's bright red, they're like, well, there might be something going on there. Weird. If it's that dark red, Dr. Berglund's always like,
inside poop.
Get
the
yourself.
Inside blood.
That's right.
So, yeah, that's something he disclosed.
Well, listen, as members in good standing of the Dead Dad Club, Mary and I are ready to induct him. We do have a very stringent process, however,
He
for
will-
the induction.
Need a 48-hour time period that we need him for the induction where he cannot contact
Yes,
anyone
the
from
initiation
outside. Mhm.
fees, by the way, are exorbitant. Just let him know.
I don't know how
So
much.
how was his experience? What was his experience on the floating fandango?
He loved it. He thought it was fun. He thought my family was a riot. And then afterwards, I forgot because I was so drunk.
He hadn't met your family before?
No.
Okay.
He had never met my mom or my cousin or my mom's friends. No. And then afterwards, I was so drunk, I forgot I bought him dinner at Shooters. And I didn't buy myself dinner. I could have easily probably sobered up. That would have helped. But they gave me a free tab and, I got a little carried away.
The Shooters gave you a tab.
No. Rob gave me a tab.
Oh, Rob, our boss paid for your food.
No, he paid for my drinks.
Ah.
I paid for their. I don't know why I didn't get
Oh,
food
I
for
see.
myself.
I see.
But I was like, I was over there.
Yeah, because that was the last place I saw you before we kind of moved
that was
on.
the last place I saw me too.
That was the last place you remember being?
That's the last place.
Then I woke up in my bed.
I faded away. And Rob was like, "Oh, let me buy you a drink." I said, "Could I perhaps get 2 drinks?"
This guy, he's always looking for the BBD. Always.
I wanted a high noon and I wanted a vodka cranberry. I said, "Could I perhaps?"
Life's full of difficult choices. Wow.
But that's why I asked. I didn't just order. I said, "Could I perhaps get 2 drinks?" He said, "Yeah." Get what the words went out real slow, and I was drunk by this point. He said, "Get whatever you want."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay."
Taking advantage of our boss trying to ingratiate himself with us. First big event back.
Well, he picked the wrong guy, so
I
I should have
know.
told him.
I know. He knew he was getting himself into.
Get whatever you want. And that's
then Poundcake just has that Grinch smile. Just like slowly like
The corners of his
curls out.
mouth go up to his ears.
Exactly.
I didn't know how long he was going to be there. I was like, "How long is this tab open?"
And his mooch grew.
I'll
8
have
sizes that day.
roast beast.
Yeah.
Ah, boy. Alan, they did a South Park episode a few seasons back about how Token's name is actually Tolkien, like the Hobbit author. And everybody looks like an ass for thinking his name Token Black. No, that's very clever.
Funny.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Alan, listening to Poundcake give that explanation just now, it made me realize that he's actually making progress in how articulate he really is. And I'm thinking that working for you has probably been more valuable than his college education.
Voluble.
More voluble.